What's up everyone, Soldier First Class here. In today's mission, I'm here to give my top 5 all-time favorite Dragon Ball Z moments. In celebration of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot releasing in just a few short days, I wanted to give my all-time favorite moments from the anime. There's a bit of intel to go over, so stay tuned soldiers. It's time for our next mission. Dragon Ball Z has no shortage of amazing moments. From the beginning of the Saiyan saga to the end of the Buu saga, Dragon Ball Z filled our brains with so many memories, we still talk about them to this day. Here are my top 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z moments of all time. Coming in at number 5, Vegeta's final stand. When Vegeta was turned Majin and began acting as if he was back to his old ways, it led the fans to believe that Vegeta had really let Babidi win. Gaining a whole new level of power, Vegeta then began to face off against Goku in an epic showdown between rivals. After a cheap shot that knocked Goku out and he explained his motives, it was clear that Vegeta wasn't as bad as we thought. Striving to face Majin Buu alone, Trunks and Vegeta have a father-son heart-to-heart. This moment solidifies Vegeta as one of the Earth's greatest warriors and one of its greatest allies. Even after becoming a father, Vegeta's moral compass was still a little bit ambiguous. Multiple times throughout the show, you often wondered if Vegeta was still holding on as a potential villain. His motives were always geared towards defeating Goku and becoming the strongest in the universe. When Vegeta sacrificed himself for the good of Trunks and Bulma, we saw Vegeta's transformation into the hero he was always meant to be. At one point, he asked Piccolo if he'll meet Goku in the other world, to which Piccolo tells him there's a different place for people like Vegeta. Knowing he would likely spend an eternity in hell, Vegeta still gave up his life to defeat Majin Buu and save the world. Unfortunately, his sacrifice was in vain. Number 4, Bardocks sacrifices himself. Although the battle lasted only mere seconds, this moment is one of my all-time favorites. If you've never seen the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie or Bardock Father of Goku movie, I highly recommend them. These dive into the backstory of not only the Saiyan planet Vegeta, but also give us a glimpse of Bardock, Raditz and Goku's father. We also see how the Saiyans were forced into servitude by Frieza and King Cold. As a personal favorite, I love when characters get their stories revealed and we get to see why they are the way they are. The reason I love this moment so much is that it's a sacrifice that Bardock made, knowing full well that it would be his last. Buying time for his son Kakarot to escape in the pod, Bardock and a group of Saiyan warriors stand against the mighty Lord Frieza. Their resistance is in vain as Frieza launches an attack that not only kills Bardock and his group, it also destroys the entire Saiyan planet. Goku was able to make his way to Earth where the Dragon Ball anime begins. What makes this moment more special is that Bardock isn't the typical Saiyan warrior. He's a loving father who cares more than just for his son's power level. This isn't a side of the Saiyans that we see a whole lot, as even Paragus treated Broly like a tool of revenge and power. Bardock made the ultimate sacrifice for his friends and family, which eventually paid off as Goku would go on to defeat Frieza on planet Namek. Number 3, Gohan turns Super Saiyan 2. During Gohan's fight with Cell, it was clear that Gohan's power was not where it needed to be. Gohan was always more peaceful in nature, dedicating more time to his studies than to training. He appreciated all forms of life and wished to help save others instead of destroying them. This has caused Gohan to sometimes freeze up when under pressure from villains and has gotten multiple Z-Fighters hurt. Android 16 attempted to destroy Cell by sacrificing himself, but unfortunately his bomb had been removed by Dr. Briefs. Cell destroyed Android 16, leaving only his head and circuits. Gohan and 16 share a dialogue moment which Cell interrupts by smashing the remains of 16. Gohan snaps at the sight and rages into Super Saiyan 2. Using it to easily destroy the Cell Juniors, we finally got our first glimpse at the true potential of Gohan. He's always been one of my favorite characters, and seeing him get the spotlight is one of my favorite parts of the Cell saga. Number 2, future Trunks returns to his timeline to defeat the androids. If you've seen the history of Trunks movie, you've got a great look at how terrible the timeline that Trunks came from is. Losing everything he's ever known, Trunks transports to the past and helps the Z-Fighters take down Cell. Having finished with the Cell games, Trunks returned to his own timeline. With his newly found powers, he returned with one goal: destroy the androids that have ruined his timeline and rid the world of Cell forever. This is the moment where the character really comes full circle. He met his father for the first time in the past, finally getting to know who he was. Having lost his mentor future Gohan, it was good to see Trunks reach these new heights, especially when it came with training with his father. He then destroys Android 17 and 18 and then sets his sights on Cell. Cell in his first form was no match for Trunks in his newly acquired power. After a brief twirling attack, Trunks launches Cell into the air and unleashes his Heat Dome attack. This finally eliminates Cell from the future Trunks timeline, satisfying a multiple saga spanning character arc. Before we get to the number 1 moment, here are some honorable mentions. Number 1. Goku turns Super Saiyan 3. We've seen Goku push his limits time and time again, transforming multiple times throughout the series. However, this transformation is my all-time favorite. As a teenager, I remember watching this episode, Bruce Falconer score in the background as Goku's screams could be heard for what seemed like forever. No matter how many times I watch this scene, it always gives me the chills. This was the culmination of Goku's training in Otherworld, but came with a cost. Because he expelled so much energy, Goku's limited time on Earth was drastically cut. We see Goku go back to his roots for this transformation, as scenes play of him as an Uzaru, then turning back into a child with his tail. After this occurs, the glass shatters, and Goku once again reaches a new transformation we didn't know he had. The lead up to the transformation was extremely long, but extremely satisfying. What made this moment even more epic was the Toonami dub's rock music, the seas raging, buildings crumbling apart, and the planet shaking. His immense power could be felt in Otherworld and even all the way to the planet of the Kais. With his increased speed, strength, and energy output, it appeared that Goku could take Majin Buu on his own. We now know this didn't happen, but you can't deny that this moment is one of the best in the entire series. Overall, there's a lot of fantastic moments in the anime, and these were just my personal favorites. I wanted to celebrate the launch of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which releases in 3 days on January 17th. These were my all-time favorite moments, but I'd love to hear your favorite moments in the comments section below. So what do you think, soldiers? What are your favorite moments in Dragon Ball Z history? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to omnislash that like button. Let me know in the comments section below what your favorite Dragon Ball Z moments are. Subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to join the ranks of Soldier Today. And for all the latest Dragon Ball content, I'm Soldier First Class, and I'm on to the next mission. Later, guys.